just wanted to give a big thank you to all of my woodland guardians, spirit guides, celestial foxlings, and kitsunes. Thank you guys so much for your support.
Yo everyone, what is going on, and welcome out to another episode of Egglocke. It's been a gosh darn minute, hasn't it? There's so many things that we need to talk about. First and foremost, before we get started, I did listen to your guys' feedback in the last episode. So we have Paradino back on the squad. A lot of you guys realized, like, you saw what I saw. There was really nothing I could do about the situation. I did count Matang's death as a real death because in my eyes it really was, and I wasn't gonna try to argue that one back because there really wasn't a reason to. But you will see that we have Royalty the Milotic on the team. It is dead. It is only being used as an HM slave because we literally have to have Surf to progress. And I was hoping we'd have a water type that we would have caught in these last few routes. We have not found one. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. I'm gonna at least go ahead and start making progress. At least start making progress, you know. So that's kind of what's going down, Charlie Brown. I am back from vacation. Vacation was very nice. It was so peaceful in the mountains. So like I said, I've said it on stream plenty of times, but like our Airbnb was in the mountains of Georgia. The backyard had a river where you could go kayaking down it. There was a hot tub. There was just so many really nice things. And we really didn't even do much of anything, to be honest with you. It was really just allowing ourselves to relax. And it's just kind of being in that peaceful atmosphere where like you don't even hear cars drive. It's just it takes you away from all of it. So all of that just peace and serenity and just allowing ourselves to just be, I guess, was just really, really nice and definitely needed. We did do 2 live streams from there as well, one on my channel, one on Vandy's channel. So if you haven't checked them out already, they are up on both of our channels. You probably have to go to our actual channel, and then there's a section, I believe, for both of us called like all previous live streams where you can go and watch them back. But for all of the TCG fans out there, we opened up some booster boxes, and we got some decent pulls. We did get some decent ones. So we had that going on. We did some shenanigans. It was just a really chill, really great fun time. And I got back yesterday. So drove my mom to the airport at like 8:30. The fact that that was an Ultra Ball and it didn't shake once is astonishing, might I add. But yeah, drove my mom to the airport, drove my brother to the airport. And the fact that we didn't have to use this time to look at apartments, which is what like that time blocked out was originally for, was for me and my brother to look at apartments because originally it was just the 2 of us. But now since my mom's moving down, we got to turn the little apartment shopping trip into like an actual vacation. So that was really peaceful. I ended up getting this hoodie while I was gone for all the people who support us on the live stream. We were, for those of you who use Stream Loot cards, we were in the top 20% of the highest tier. And they gave all of us creators these like really, really cool, the back's way cooler. They gave us these really cool hoodies. I don't know if you can even see like the design, but I'm really hoping you can. But yeah, they're super cool. So I got that when I came back, and it's just been a very, very cool, very nice time. I did have to be at work at like 8 a.m. today, which was a little bit more on the rough side. So we've been thriving and surviving in regards to the actions of work and just everything else that's been going wrong, because there's issues that we're having right now with the three-way versus footage of like, for some reason, whenever I try to download Peekaboo's footage, it corrupts, and like you'll see his mouth move, but there's no audio, and the audio that would have gone along with his mouth comes like 5 to 10 seconds later. But when I try to watch it back in Premiere, because you can separate the voice from the video and just try to like line them up, anytime I try to do that, it buffers like crazy. And so because it buffers to the degree that it does, I can't see if it's actually lining up or not. So it's just kind of been a whole big bunch of a mess trying to get a 3-way up. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, the Egglocke is at least going up for you guys on time by the time I get this done and in your guys' hands. I'm hoping. You are also level 42 and we are level 43, at least with what I'm sending out. That's spooky, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I apologize that this is already getting up to you guys late with the whole shenanigans of the Tornadus, I believe it was, because I don't think it was the Thunderous. But Tornadus Therian and all that kind of stuff, like I said, on the document, there is no separate entry because I said it in the video, but people still asked. So as a double clarification, in case you didn't hear it in the video itself, there is not a separate entry on the document for Tornadus Therian. So the only information that I had was for regular Tornadus, and I just assumed, considering it's like the same mon, that it just was the same type. I was mistaken though, clearly. So, apologize for all of that. So I'm hoping this is at least getting up at a decent time. Like I said, really, really hoping, fingers crossed. But the crazy thing, oh, I forgot you set up stealth rocks. I wasn't paying attention because I was distracted. Okay, great. So the crazy thing about night one at the Airbnb, I will say, is we brought Bentley, little man with a little plan. You know him, you love him, my little pupper. And he was very scared because he's so used to going to the car and having it be like a vet appointment or anything like that. And so he was like, I'm in a new place. And he doesn't see my mom and my brother and Vandy very often. And so he's like, I'm in a new place with new people. And night one, he was just so scared that he literally just cried the entire night. And like, not even like, just like whining. Well, I mean, he was, but it wasn't like the, ow, 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 like that kind of whining. It was like, and then he'd like stamp his feet, which is like his I'm upset kind of stamps. And then he would do the like really, really high pitch kind of whining, but it was never a full-blown cry because there was like the and like the toe taps mixed in with it. And so at first we thought he needed food because he would just go downstairs and he'd go straight to his food. So then we would, give him some and he'd eat. And then he wanted water, so we gave him water. And then he didn't want food and water anymore. And so then he wanted to have his stuff upstairs. So we brought all of his stuff upstairs, assumed that would be fine, but then it wasn't. And poor Vanderson, you'll probably hear him talk about it in his streams. I was not aware of this because somehow, some way I managed to pass out during his cryingness. But Vandy took it upon himself to be Bentley's best friend while he cried. And he stayed up till probably like 6 a.m. If not later, with little man with a little plan. And he just like hung out in the living room with them to try to make sure that he was okay. And I was like, that's so, like, it's so sad, but it's so precious at the same time. Like, I really don't know. It's, you know what I mean? It picks at your little pea picking heart, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was a time. But then we did realize that a lot of it came down to the fact that apparently all Bentley wanted was to be able to check on everyone else in the house. So nights 2 and 3, we just had everyone keep their doors open. And so he would do this little like ritual, I guess, or routine where he would go downstairs, he'd check on Caden, he'd go upstairs, he'd check on my mom, and then he'd go all the way upstairs and like check on me and Vandy, and then he'd like just wash, rinse, and repeat the cycle. And like, that's what he had to do to make sure he was okay. And I mean, like, I know he's a herding dog, so we were trying to figure out if like that's just like his herding instinct coming out, you know what I mean? So we're not sure, but it was definitely a time, to say the least, especially with the like that he does like that. But this is our encounter, friends, because we have not gotten an encounter yet. The first thing that we had was a trainer fight, and I probably just killed it. Sure did. Bye. I thought it would take one. It's like 40 base power, I think. I mean, granted, it's stab. Nope. Every time I go to the contest screen, it freaks out. Yeah, it's 40. Okay, we're just not gonna talk about it. You guys will tell me that I'm wrong in the comment section. That's all that it needs to be. Just get it out of your system. All right. Give me this. The sea incense that I would give my Milotic if it was alive. But alas, it is not. Alrighty, But hopefully you guys have good plans for the weekend. To everyone who is celebrating Easter, happy Good Friday, and I hope you guys have fun Easter shenanigans that are planned. And if you don't, hopefully you guys at least have fun weekend plans in general. You know, it's spring. It's the middle of spring, so at least here in Georgia, the weather's really, really nice. And we're able to just like, you know, do things like kayaking down a river and have it not be snowing, where I know other places in the US, you guys have experienced snow recently. And now that I've lived in the South for 3 years, that like blows my mind. But I understand that that's like a real fact that you guys live in your daily lives for those of you who don't live in the South. So we're with you and we support you. And I'm honestly just like really hoping that this like Team Aqua stuff goes well, because I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I never checked Kate's ability when it evolved. Please be good. Oh, you have heavy metal. Depending on your moveset, that could honestly come in handy. I don't know what moves you necessarily get, but there's you get wild charge at this level? Hello, you're level 43. But still, like that's kind of nutty. Kind of crazy. Just go away. Stop using, that's not even stab. I understand Vibrava's like frail. Okay, Kate, until you evolve, you're staying in the back. The fact that that was not even stab, and you freaked out. Okay, you know what? Just kidding. You can probably take this. But after the Pidove, with Desolate Land, mind you, appropriately, Desolate Land, you're going in the back where you can't be hurt until you become big. We resist. No, we don't. We're neutral. Frick! No, you're going in the back. You're going in the back. We're gonna use this Desolate Land to our advantage, and we're just gonna do the gosh darn thing, because it's come to my attention that that's just clearly the only thing that we can do to help ourselves at this given point in time. Okay, flamethrower. Brilliant. Fantastic. Who else wants to face the wrath of Paradino, resurrected from the dead? It's come back for blood this time. It's Paradino 2, Electric Boogaloo. Technically 3, because this is the... We had 1, and then we had 2, but 2 died, and now 2's back from the dead. So is it 3, or is it 2? Is it 2.5, or is this just like Paradino Jr.? You can decide that amongst yourselves. Ow, my leg is like stuck. My leg like locked in my chair. I've been debating getting a new one just because like, I don't know. I just have really bad back problems with the fact that I have scoliosis. And like, I really, really like this chair, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, I don't know if I need to upgrade. I know if I get the bigger version of this chair as well, it has more room for the fact that I like to sit crisscross applesauce whenever I stream, which is probably why my shins are so, like not my shins, but like my kneecaps get really tight. I just have a lot of problems, you guys. I am 23 years old, and I have probably more health problems than like 90% of people I know. And like, all of it's just from accidents that honestly aren't even my fault. Like, let's go down the list. I have endometriosis. I have really bad hip flexors from my trainer in softball back when I was in this competitive league. In like, I think it was 8th grade that I was a part of this team. And basically, it's so stupid. For any of you guys who know what Select League is, it's what it was. But basically, it's like a private league that you can pay money to be a part of that's more intense than like a rec league. So you actually have to try out, then you get signed to certain teams, but certain teams cost money and are deemed as like more respectable than other teams. And it's like, it's this whole political system that's a part of it, which is really weird, but you know, like here we are, I guess. And so I was a part of one of those teams, and there was this whole like threat behind it of like, you can easily be replaced. And keep in mind, I'm in 8th grade at the time. And so they're like, well, you need to make sure that you do the conditioning and that you do all of this stuff, otherwise you will be replaced. And just because you pay money to be on the team doesn't mean we have to play you. We'll bench you and we'll get someone else who does your job better. And so it was this, you have flash fire. It was just this very, very intense mindset behind all of it. And so not only was it just like terrifying, because anytime you went to make a play, anytime you went to do anything, you just had that looming over your head of like, I can't mess up or they're gonna replace me. But on top of that, there was the coach's girlfriend at the time. And the coach was male. His girlfriend was the one who was in charge of just this nonstop conditioning. We probably did more conditioning every single practice than we actually did real like gameplay practice, which is kind of insane for any of you guys who have played sports before, because you would think game would be more important, and then you do like conditioning on the side and you have like practice that are just dedicated to conditioning. No. That's why we lost a lot, was because they just wanted to make sure we were in good shape and then threatened us, and it was this whole thing. Besides the point. So she would force us to work out, and there would be times where we're like, hey, this doesn't feel right, like this kind of hurts, but they thought we were just making excuses instead of actually, you know, being in pain or things not being good. But all of us were like, well, we don't want to lose our spots because it was like really expensive to be on these teams. And, you know, you don't want to make your parents like upset. And the fact that I came from a single mom, you know, there was there's a whole things going on. And so none of us left, none of us did anything. We all just kind of like had to fly by the seat of our pants. And so basically what ended up happening was my hips would do like that clicking kind of stuff that they do every single time we did rock climbers. And rock climbers was like the thing that they loved to make us do more than like anything. And every single time I like shifted my leg back, it'd be click, and then it'd be click, and then it'd be click, 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 click. And I'm like, this isn't good, this isn't right. But they're like, well, if you don't do it, we're gonna do whatever. And obviously that just didn't work out. So things just continued to be bad for like years and years. Went to physical therapy afterwards. The coach that I had actually was banned from the entire board of both the select team that I was a part of and the rec league that was below it because of his several problems, including the ones I already told you guys about. So there was that that happened. That itself is a thing that happened. And then physical therapy didn't help. My hips are still trashed. I have TMJ, which stands for something, I don't know. It's basically where your jaw clicks. So my hips click and my jaws clicks. Because I had this weird thing, and you guys may have noticed it on stream, you guys may not have, but like I smile a very distinct way to hide it. One, I have an open bite, so my teeth don't touch when I smile. So like if I smile like a normal person does, like you can see this doesn't touch. And then my like little teeth right here are supposed to be down by my big tooth, and they're just not. They're really, really teeny tiny. So like there's like a gap right there. And so I got Invisalign to, you know, lower them and shift it. So then that way my mouth shuts and my teeth go down, you know, just like any normal person would when they get braces. And I would wake up and literally my clear retainers that you have to wear, I would wake up in the middle of the night and they were just filled with blood. And I was like, oh, this isn't good. And my jaw would start clicking because of it. And I remember going to the orthodontist and being like, hey, this is happening. Like, wanted to make sure you were aware, because obviously, you know, waking up to your mouth filled with blood and like your jaw clicking is like not necessarily a fun time. And they're like, oh, it's just part of the process. I was supposed to be done in 2 years and I was still going at 3.5 with like basically no change. Let's go, we finally have a fly gun. I don't have to worry about you dying every 2 seconds. And so, yeah, that basically went on for, like I said, a really, really long time. until my jaw started clicking every single time I would bite into like dense bread, like Jimmy John's, for example, like their bread, or like Publix for like a pub sub for everyone who's down here in the South. I literally can't eat their bread anymore because my jaw, like it's too much. And with every bite, it's just like pop, pop, pop. Like anything that's dense like that, can't do it. And so that's obviously a whole thing that exists and happens. And I ended up quitting Invisalign, and my teeth are still messed up to this day because of it. But now I have like, it's a splint that I can wear that's basically like a really, really thick retainer that's made of this like really strong plastic. It's almost like a mouth guard, honestly, but I have to put it in my mouth and it's supposed to like swing my jaw back into place. And they said that I'm supposed to be able to wear it without people noticing. I have a lisp and like it bulges out of my mouth and I'm like, how is this supposed to be natural? Like you lied to me. This is not something I can just wear on the daily. But I have to wear it at night, which is really fun. So I have that. I have scoliosis, which is really fun. Part of that is from I think they just said it's from anxiety. I have such bad anxiety, and there's a whole book on it, but it's called The Body Keeps the Score. And it's all about just like the impacts of stress on the human body and like what physiologically happens to your body when you experience anxiety and like other different mental disorders. And, you know, if you don't have a healthy way to release stress, your body will just hold on to it. My body stores stress in my back. And my body had stored so much stress in my back that it just started pulling and getting really, really tight. And it's so tight now to the point where my spine literally is like straight, whoop. And so I have a very, very mild case of scoliosis, but I remember I nearly fainted for some reason when my like chiropractor told me that I had it, which was, again, a very strange thing. But I literally, you have hydro pump, you're a sea dog, calm down, child. I actually forgot that I had it until I was hit from behind. That was a whole crazy story. I think I've told it on stream, but like I don't have time to get into that whole story. Basically, I was leaving a friend's house really late at night. I was at a red light and I saw this car in like the back of my rearview mirror, and I saw it and I'm like, they're not stopping. There's no shot that they actually stop. And lo and behold, they did not stop. So I'm at a red light, so obviously I can't move, but they just like crashed into the back of my car. This was years ago, and I was fine. But I had to go to the like urgent care afterwards, you know, to make sure. They said I had like a minor case of whiplash, but like that's really all I walked out with. Like the airbags didn't pop. It really wasn't a big thing. But really, they did like an x-ray and stuff like that, and they're like, has anyone ever talked to you about the fact that you have scoliosis? And I was like, oh yeah, I do have that. I forgot about that. You know, because you can't see it, so it's not like actively at the forefront of your mind. But they were like, okay, yeah. And they pull up this is actually really bad. Please kill, please kill, please kill, please kill, please kill. Okay, thank you, sorry to cut from that. But yeah, they actually show me the x-ray because I didn't get to actually see the warping in my spine with my chiropractor. They just told me I had it. But I literally just saw the x-ray and I just saw straight, whoop. And I'm like, whoop, there she is. That's it, that's her. So yeah, that's just a thing that exists in my life, and it's a whole big bunch of joy. I think this is a custom form, but I don't know what type of custom form it is, but I have to double check. What kind of Pokemon are you? How do you do the things you do? Share with me your secrets deep inside. If you know that song, you are an OG, and I respect you so much, by the way. It helps if I spell Crawdaunt. You are electric fire. This is the worst case situation that I could be in with you. Goodbye. It doesn't look like electric fire. It doesn't. Just saying. Okay. Heard. Understood. I was expecting not that. Yeah, this is just not a good situation for the whole team, is it? What counters you? Ground? Rock is technically neutral, I believe. Yeah, ground. Sick. Okay, well, at least this is gonna hurt you more than it hurts me. Should. Okay. We're gonna heal. We're gonna heal. We don't need to be taking this much damage with the fact that there's 3 mons left. But yeah, that's the majority of all my issues. So like my hips, my back, my jaw, we're just messed up everywhere. Okay. I think I can take one more. Oh, we outspeed. How the heck do... You mean to tell me a 4-legged dinosaur is faster than a crawdont? What? Flame... I have learned that Heat Wave misses far too much to make me feel safe. Flamethrower makes me feel much safer. Meganium. I really want to know. Okay, so Meganium's speed is 80. I really expected Crawdon to outspeed. Your speed is 55. Okay. Understood. Understood. I don't know if I outspeed you though, and I don't want to be cheeky and just look it up, so I'm just gonna heal for now. Healing for now, because I don't think you can kill me. Don't get the para. Why is my RNG just abysmal? It's honestly like impressive. The rate in which like 10% and it got the para. Okay, so let's try this again. No chance I'm paralyzed again. Thank you. I'm like, listen, we just wasted 3 turns. Let's try this again and just not, okay? How do we feel about that? How does that make us feel collectively as a unit and a team working together? The fact that Royalty is trying to learn all these moves and I literally can't teach it to it makes me so sad. And Glade, which is Ghost Electric? No, Ghost Grass. You're grass, because Gardevoir is electric. Yeah, because Gardevoir had the charge beams that like wrecked us at Gen 2. Okay, we're good. Oh, Mega Glade. So fun fact for those of you who don't know. So there's a glitch with the custom forms where for some reason when you Mega Evolve Glade, it loses its custom form typing. So this is now a normal Glade and I don't have a clean switch. I can go to Beatrice, but I don't know if Beatrice is gonna live whatever this thing goes for because it's a Mega. Ah, you just do so much damage. Okay, fake out turn 1. I could, like, there's a chance I could have stayed in. Oh, you have True On. Oh. Oh, you're so silly. Oh, you're so dumb. Goodbye. Okay. Okay. Now that our moment of fear is over, we did it. We did it, everyone. What a great fun time. Aren't you guys so excited? Are you guys having a wonderful time? It is a great day to be alive. I know the sun's still shining when I close my eyes. But anyways, back with that like OG Pokemon song that I sang. So back in the good old days, there were Pokemon CDs that you could buy. I think there were 2 legitimate ones and then one was like a holiday version. So there were like technically 3 total. I don't think I can fly from here, right? That's like technically banned and against the rules. Oh no, I can. That's exciting. Okay. We're gonna go here. I know that I can technically get an encounter to the south, but I really just don't want to deal with it until I'm healed, to be honest. But yeah, there was that song on there. Team Rocket had like an actual song where it's like, Team Rocket's rockin', rockin' double, make it trouble. Like something like that. Rockin' trouble, make it double. I might have said it backwards. There's a whole bunch of just like Pokemon songs that like very few people know because they never got played in the anime to my knowledge. A majority of them at least. And the only way you knew about them was if you had like the CD, which is interesting, you know, to say the least. But I am gonna swap this out for an encounter just to see if we can get a 6 team member here real quick. All right. Let's make this so you guys can actually hear it, so you guys don't have to worry about me bamboozling you all. Choose a number between 1 and 5.
It's 3.
Box 3. This is 3, right? Yes, okay. Choose a number between 1 and 6.
The answer is 3.
We haven't done this one yet. Choose a number between 1 and 5.
It's 1.
Oh, it's you! Okay. This went to the death box, yep. Dvalin? I don't feel like I'm saying that right. Dvalin. Oh, also, by the way, since the Eevee's in the box, the person who sent in the Eevee did respond. It's supposed to be a Sylveon. It said it's supposed to be holding a Pixie Plate. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if I can get it to 1, evolve into a Sylveon off screen, and 2, double check what's happening with the Pixie Plate. I know that there's some items that aren't in this game that are in X and Y. That is funny. So we have a backup now, which is ironic. But yes, DVALIN. There we go. So I'm not sure if the Pixie Plate is in this game, which is maybe why it's not here and like why it wasn't hatched holding it. Because right now it's holding an amulet coin. I don't know. I'm really not sure. Anyways, but Dvalin. Let me just do this. All right, so it is a special attack, speed lowering nature with adaptability with sand attack, bite, tackle, and lair. I also never checked Flygon's ability now that it evolved. Oh, it has synchronize. Well, that's kind of pog. I'll take that. I will take that. All right, so you're gonna go here. You can hang out with all your friends down here. Like I said, I'll get this to a Sylveon off screen. You guys just don't have to worry about it. And I'll double check on the Pixie Plate. I don't know how you got amulet coin if you asked for that. But like I said, we'll figure it all out. I did say this is gonna be a longer episode, so I'm trying to figure out what I can do in enough time. We can go down south. Oh, I need to grab the Milotic. Frick! We can get that encounter south of the place that we just were at because that's an entirely different route. And maybe we can hatch, let's try to aim to hatch 1 more egg before I end this episode. Because I did promise you guys that it would be longer. Normally I would end the episode probably right here. But because you guys are getting an episode late, and I'm hoping this is not extra late because of the 3-way versus shenanigans, so we can get it all taken care of. And you know, you guys get all tucked into your little cocoon in bed and, you know, you get the boop on the snoot goodnight. Like, I want you guys to feel like that, you know? It's the little things. Okay, so we're just gonna fly here and make our lives a little easy peasy McLemon squeezy. And hopefully I get a chance to hatch all of your guys' eggs. I know there's a ton of water encounters coming up. If you guys know any encounters that I've missed so far, definitely let me know in the comment section below as well, because I'm not gonna claim to be perfect at Hoenn. Especially considering the fact that I never had a Game Boy growing up. So although I know Hoenn pretty well at this given point in time, I don't know everything when it comes to this game. So definitely feel free to help me out. I know you guys have done a decent job like leaving comments and stuff like that, and I try to like your guys' message every single time, if not respond to them, so just know that I'm doing my best. And if I miss anything, let me know. because I want to hatch more eggs. And like I said, if I don't get a chance to hatch everyone's egg by the end of the series, which I'm just to keep it like $1.50 with you guys, I'm not going to be able to hatch every egg. There's just not enough encounters. You guys sent in 169 eggs, and there's not 169 encounters in this game. But I will be doing a live stream where I hatch the rest of your guys' eggs. And keep in mind, we only put in the legal eggs. There were, I'd say, probably 7 to 10 people who did not submit legal eggs. So if you guys did not submit a legal egg, because like legendaries don't hatch from eggs, friends, you cannot hatch a legendary. So for those of you guys who sent in legendary Pokemon, I hate to tell you guys, it's not in the game. I won't be hatching it. So with all that being said, all that out of the way, if you guys did submit a legal egg, and you know, if you missed like a move or like something was slightly off, we fixed it. So like, as long as you didn't send in a legendary or stuff that just like blatantly didn't make sense. Because there were a few people where like, I even passed it along to someone else and I'm like, I'm not going crazy here, right? This is just not a thing. This is not correct. And they're like, yeah, no, that doesn't exist. And I'm like, brilliant, great. Okay, cool, we're moving on. So, you guys should be covered as long as you guys fall under that category. Can we also give a shout out to Skip Bloom here, who is holding a Tyranitarite. All right, choose
Which one?
I know someone whose last name is right, and so it asked me which one of the family members I wanted to call. Choose a number between 1 and 5.
The answer is 3.
Box 3 again. You guys are lucky if you're a box 3 person. Choose a number between 1 and 6.
It's 6.
Okay. Choose a number between 1 and 4.
It's 4.
Okay. Bottom right. Who's the lucky fellow? Who's the luckiest of lucky? Leviathan. Sounds like someone who is chonky. Leviathan to me is like a chonky boy. My guess is Snorlax. Technically Munchlax, because you cannot hatch big boy without having little boy first. Milotic's cry is so cool. All right. Also, I also apologize in the last 2 episodes for there not being the normal game audio. I was incredibly tired, incredibly overstressed. Oh, we finally... Ooh. What type are you in this game? Is this the same as Sword and Shield? Magikarp. Oh, it's just a shiny. It's not a custom form. There is no custom. You sent in a shiny Magikarp and it's purple. Okay. Leviathan. I hope I spelled that right. I'm kind of spelling it out. Leviathan? Yeah. To me, that makes sense. All right, so we finally have our water type that we needed with Splash. Attack boosting nature holding the Gyarados. Ooh, I'm just saying, chat. We can do the things. We have things in which we can do. But I will go ahead and get it leveled up and evolved and stuff off screen. I'm praying, literally praying that it keeps a good ability once it evolves, because Gyarados will be huge. So I will formally add it to the layout and everything like that in the next episode. But with that being said, I hope you guys all have a fantastic and wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Goodbye.